This is music, and this is The Waiting Game. Sometimes playing the waiting game can really pay off. In this video, I'm going to show you a bit of a massive haul of records I picked up at Vinyl.eu. Here's how it went down. I was playing the waiting game. I had some items in my basket, and I would go and check the basket every now and then. Last time I checked, I noticed that the prices on some of the items had dropped, and I took a closer look and I noticed that the prices had dropped on all the items, some of them quite drastically actually. So I looked a bit more closely into this and I found out that they had an inventory wide sale. So I went and picked up some more stuff, and the final price was lower than the original final price before they started on that sale. So I saved a lot of money that way. Some of these items have damaged jackets because that just means they're even cheaper. And some of these were originally very expensive but had dropped into a price range that I could work with. So I feel like I did a very, very good deal here. Anyways, let's get down to business. So up first, Black Task Long After Midnight. This is just hard rock heavy metal, and this is the gatefold edition. Now this is this is a massive seam split, right? This is an example of a record with a damaged jacket, and in this particular case I can fix it. So this one ended up being virtually free. Didn't pay a whole lot for this one. So there you go. I feel like I made a good deal on that one. Up next, one of these former rental records. This is Blizzard, and this is called Show Me the Way, Japanese hard rock. And you've got this OB sticker on here, and this is it looks like maybe they're going for a bit more of a clean cut look here, or maybe that's reflected in their style. I don't know. And this is also an example of one of those former rental records where they have taped the insert, because this is the insert. They've taped that to the back of the jacket. And we do have their slogan here. We are Blizzard Musical Chum, and so let's keep on rock and roll. And yeah, let's keep on doing that. So there you go. I've found a lot of these former rental records from Japan, a lot of hard rock and metal ones. I found a lot of those in Vinyl.eu's inventory. So and they're normally not super expensive because they're former rental records. Okay, up next, Coney Hatch Out of Hand. Again, kind of more traditionally leaning hard rock and metal. So there you go. I think maybe a smoker used to own this. So whatever. Up next, Grave New World by Discharge. Considered to be among their more questionable material by some people, but I mean, I don't mind it. Especially not if it's on sale. Up next, a Symphony of Decadence by Doom Watch. Still in the shrink wrap here, but it's not sealed, and I don't actually like keeping records in the shrink wrap, so I think I will remove it. I know this will offend a lot of record collectors, but you know, I paid for these, and not a whole lot, but I paid for these, so I own them. I can do whatever I want with them. So there you go. And then I'm gonna move this or put this in a quality outer sleeve instead. Because that's just how I like keeping my records. Up next, I think most of you don't know this. So this is Helberg Larsen, and this one is called Transit. So this is a Danish soft rock, pop rock band, and I actually only know, I think, this song here, Magi I Luften. That was a massive hit that they had back in the 80s. The chorus is uplifting and super memorable. It's still a hit. Just, you know, that's how memorable and catchy the chorus is. The verses are very melancholic, and I like that kind of contrast between the two. I don't know any of the other songs. Maybe I do when I listen to them. I've probably heard some of them on the radio. Also, they look kind of goofy. So there you go. Up next, we have this one here, Hunter, and it's called Dreams of Ordinary Men here. And this one is still in the shrink wrap too, and not only that, it's actually still sealed. And here you can see one of the disadvantages to keeping stuff sealed. Right, it's caused a bit of an edge bend here to the jacket, and it might have warped the record too. So I'm actually going to unseal this one as well, just to see, and also because it's my record, right? To see if it's warped or not, and also to mess with some of you record collectors who dictate to everybody else that they need to keep their records sealed. Nope. If you want to keep your records sealed, that's fine. But other people can do whatever they want with their records. Yeah, so there you go. Unsealed. Right? See, yeah. This record sees the light of day for the first time. Let's just see if it is warped. Let's see. All right, there's a little bit of a warp, but I don't think it's anything serious. I don't think it makes this unplayable. But it just goes to show that there are some disadvantages if you want to listen to your music. I think there are some disadvantages to keeping stuff sealed and keeping stuff in the shrink wrap. So there you go, pretty cool. Sealed, brand new, mint, a tiny warp, but I think it's not a problem. So there you go. This is hard rock, kind of AOR, I would say. And very good stuff if you are in the mood for some kind of softer hard rock, if you know what I mean. Up next, this is also very softy AOR, maybe even classic rock. John Butcher Axis Along the Axis. Again, there is some damage to the jacket, which means that this one was virtually free. You got some ring wear too. You got some goofy band photo, but that's what they looked like back in the day. So I have one John Butcher record, which I think is very enjoyable. So I decided to pick that one up too, especially because it was almost free. Here we have this one, Don't Take No for an Answer by Odin. Look at this. Awesome, right? Awesome looking cover art. I mean, this gotta be just heavy metal as hell. And then you flip it around and, oh, or maybe hair metal as hell. Also sealed. Now this they have a couple of these, in their inventory, and they're normally super expensive. I would never pay full price for these, but now it had dropped down to the price level I could work with. So I actually decided to pick this one up. So I feel like I made a very good deal on this one. It's sealed, so I will unseal it. And oh, wait a minute, maybe let me just check. There's actually a breach in the seal or the shrink wrap already, so I think I will just work my way from that. But there you go. Uh-oh. I think a record collector just died when I did that. I'm just messing with you, but I gotta be honest, I do think, like I said, you can do whatever you want with your records that you've paid for. So if you want to keep them sealed, that's up to you. I want to listen to them, so I don't want to keep them sealed. And I think gotta be honest, I think it's really childish when you have these record collectors that get angry at you for unsealing your records. So there you go, unsealed. Who cares, right? Because I'm gonna listen to these gentlemen's music. And this one, there you go. The first time this one sees the light of day. Awesome, excellent. But excellent fashion, I don't know. Anyways, so that's two records unsealed. Here we have Rock and Roll Crazy by Renegade. And yeah, crazy stuff. This probably wouldn't fly today, making fun of mental health problems like that. No. But it's just a joke. I think most people can take this joke. Yeah. Up next, we have this one here, Stormwind Warbringer. And this is one of those simple types of cover art that I actually quite like, where the logo is at the center, and then you have some pretty cool artwork on the back too. So there you go, Stormwind. Up next, might be a surprise to some people, but I picked this one up here, Tony Basil. I think her greatest hit was probably, Hey Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. That one is not on here, but there's actually some pretty good music on here too. It's a bit of a, mixed bag of different types of pop music, I would say. But she has a bit more of, I guess, tries to add a bit more of a sophisticated edge to it. And some of the songs on here, I actually think they are pretty good. And very cheap, right? So there you go. Up next, Heading for a Storm by Vandenberg, the Sharknado edition. So Vandenberg, pretty good hard rock, traditional metal, somewhere in between those two. I've picked up a couple of Vandenberg records lately. Here's another one. And of course, because it wouldn't be a proper haul video without some Vow Wow. Former rental record. And here you can actually see, because it's not in an outer sleeve, right, that they just taped the insert to the back of the jacket. And I'm going to see if I can find some way to somehow remove it without damaging the jacket. I mean, there are ways to do it, like you can cut through, because it's just Scotch tape they've used here. You can cut through it. But I'm thinking that you can probably also use some kind of, glue gun kind of thing and get the Scotch tape off that way. But yeah, Revive by Vow Wow, also known as Bow Wow. Traditional metal, hard rock, depending on the release and the era of the band. Here is a record where the jacket has seen better days, but this is Rabbit. Hard rock, pretty good stuff as well. So there you go. And up last, this one here, also brand new, mint sealed, but this one just comes in one of these self-closing outer sleeves. So I don't think unsealing this will kill any record collectors. So I'm probably not going to unseal it, but hell comes around. Well, I will unseal it, but not on camera. Hell comes around, a compilation of underground metal bands from the town that I grew up in. And I think I actually know at least one member of Snake Plissken here. And I think I also know at least one member of Crown the Beast. And I think it's actually the same guy in both bands. And I used to play in a band with that guy. Excellent rhythm guitarist. So there you go, Hell Comes Around. Just cool compilation of underground bands from my home or birth town. And this is the third volume. I am actually on the second volume, Hell Comes Around 2, if you want to find a copy of that. I don't think that one has been released on vinyl, but it's out on CD. But there you go, a crazy stack of records, very cheap. The waiting game does sometimes pay off. Even got to unseal 2 records, probably killed a bunch of record collectors doing that, but that's not my problem. I paid for them, and I didn't even pay a whole lot for them, but I own them and I unseal them because I want to listen to them. That's just the way things are. Thanks for watching.